In the previous video, I was looking at materials and my initial thoughts on the project. This week, I kind of zoomed in on trying to focus on my surroundings. I was looking at bigger issues, and I said I'd kind of focus on where I'm from, Inishmore, and try and focus on more local issues. So I started looking at the what was around me, cliffs and beaches and the wildlife and stuff like that, and then I focused on issues that might occur in a very rural, isolated area. So, big one I found maybe with older people was isolation. A few initial thoughts on that, but I felt I couldn't really create something that might help that without actually bringing other people into the situation. So, and then I looked at pollution and then ocean pollution. From my time in school, we looked at we did some beach cleans, and I remember it's basically just the larger chunks of debris that wash up on the shore. So I decided to look into the smaller stuff, the microplastics, and I found that cigarette butts are the biggest pollutant on the world's beaches and in the ocean. Something you won't see, everyone's talking about the plastic, but these are a big issue. So I started researching a little bit more, see if this could be my issue. Here's some points I found. Most of them are non-biodegradable, and it's the most common litter on the world's beaches, as I said before. They release toxins and pollutants into the ocean, which obviously is not good, but as opposed to plastics that just float and eventually break down into small bits, but these release toxins as well as pollutants, so it's a big issue. I found that a test that if you leave a cigarette, just one cigarette butt are exposed to fish or other marine life, it'll kill 50% of what's there for over 24 hours, which is just crazy. So I then looked at and they will just stay in their stomachs forever. So this I feel is a big issue, and I think this is what I'd like to work on. So here's some stats, some big ones. 1.35 billion people smoke worldwide. 2.3 million are men. Then there's 5.2 trillion cigarettes per year sold worldwide, which is just phenomenal. But and if 79% of those end up in the streets or littered, 7 out of 10 people litter their cigarette butts, so a huge amount of these are going into the ocean. So I feel that this could be a big issue that I could work on in my local area. So it takes up to between anywhere 18 months and 10 years for one cigarette to decompose, and again about 5.5 trillion cigarettes are consumed worldwide each year. So I was thinking, with all the beaches at home and the amount of tourists that come by, it's definitely needed to somewhere, or an artifact that may either make them aware of this or would help prevent even a percentage of these entering the beach or the ocean. It would be very helpful for the environment, and it is a social issue as well, that smoking is still such a big thing. So a question I might be, or a brief I might be willing to answer or work on is I'm trying to reduce the amount of cigarette butts that end up on Clonmurray Beach and in the ocean on Inishmore. And with this, I'm thinking maybe to use the driftwood I've gathered at home, that might be my material that I could recycle.